Hello, hi. Well, as I said, it's in my on my title. It was the first snowfall in Toronto yesterday. A little bit early, it's still fall. I need to get my bulbs planted, and this time it's love. I'm going to be making E equals MC squared in our flower bed, and then around the maple tree, tulips, and so I thought I would include a little package. So my professors had done, but I don't know where it's gone. The little box. I had dug up beneath the maple tree, beneath our maple tree, and buried a little box with um, a bookmark with a dried white flower, and just a note saying, they meant so much to me, and they were so fair. They graded me well, etc. So Professors Lewis Jervis, who Lewis taught me a lot. I mean, I made a B minus on his course, but he taught me a great deal. It was my first semester coming back, and Professor Jervis gave me two A minuses. Wonderful professors, both of them. Professor Mason, I have a book co-authored with Professor Mims and Brad Sewell, my own supervisor. So I said, the living, legend, Professor Mims, Professor Mason, who always had a smile, but I did not know him well, and Brad Sewell. During the course, I used to call him Professor Sewell, and then our relationship, moved on to a different as supervisor student level, and he liked us addressing him by his first name. So Brad Sewell. So sort of the living dead, because he's a shadow of his former self, more like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and etc. So I buried it, and it's not there. Oh my goodness, maybe it went to heaven along with these professors. All right, so that's what I wanted to say. So Brad Sewell back then would have gone to heaven. Beg your pardon. So I wrote something special today. I made a little package. I don't have a wooden box. So this was on top. Cogito ergo sum, cogito ergo sum, cogito ergo sum, Om, the cross, the Star of David, etc. All right, so I wrote, and I have these three feathers there, these three feathers in here. So this is like a little parcel, and in this Ziploc bag, I have three things. All right, let me begin with the first one. A poem of a poem, which is, and I'll just hold it to you and then read it out. And I'll read it out. A prayer. Gayatri Sitaram. O Canada, thou art consecrated land. Thou speak to the living. Thou cherish the living. Thou give peace to the dead and the buried. Thou shalt weave a story of success, happiness, prosperity, and growth, and democratic truth. This is the land which has been built on the truth that life's rewards come to those who work hard and work well. This is Canada, which was the home of its first dwellers, and then gave sanctuary to all the others who took possession of it. And then all those who came after, people like me, my husband, but my son, inherited this land. Canada, may you thrive, prosper, and succeed with the power of God. Engineering and science and medicine as always, political peace and the beauty of music, arts and the arts, and family love. So this is what I wrote and thought I would bury. And this is something that I thought should go into the little box. That this is what should define society in Canada: liberty, equality, and fraternity. There's, of course, sisterhood and sisterhood of love. That's also important. And this is something that should be treasured by Canadians. Black Lives Matter. I'm going to put this away, little box, and move on. And this was what I wanted, covering all the different sets of people who live in Canada. And I thought because the box has vanished, we don't want all boxes going to heaven, do we? Hmm? Well, you know, when you find the time, you also chant cogito ergo sum, cogito ergo sum, cogito ergo sum. This was made famous by Rene Descartes. And next, I will, I tried to turn on the music player and I heard a lot of static from the speakers. Scared the hell out of me. So I'm going to, get some music of Spotify. And, you may have heard it before. It's not related. This is not related to Snowfall. Snowfall, what would I like to buy? Go shopping in the Snowfall. And, maybe cuddle up to my husband in the night. But my husband has the nastiest hand, very loving, very, a treasure, the soul one must treasure as a wife. But, I'm really in the throes of, so, in the, the stupor of sleep, and he's like really being his adoring normally he's not as he's saying of the cutest of things, and I'm like dropping off to sleep, and and he, moreover, he comes a little bit to my space and that sort of thing. So if you all have husbands who are like this, then wish them to so sort of be their loving selves, at the right time. All right, but I take what I get. All right, I take what I get. Okay, so let me drink some water. And okay, so this is as a shopaholic, and sad was it, but my mother can relate to snow, but a lot of okay, this is Coleman Hawkins. What to me in a dream last night, he said to me, "Are you sure you can remember the story that I dreamed?" I said, "Daddy, you don't look much different since you were 11 years old, and you tried to daddy of mine, my husband, he said, my youngest of three, I don't know what it's like. That's your husband. Are you sure you know this guy?" I said, "I'm positive. I'm not telling my husband, but I did not know him completely. I tried to hug the man, but he was gone. He was gone. I then looking for him, or I thought enjoy in a storm." Give a round of applause to Coleman Hawkins. And I'm right now coming back to another song. And this is by Coleman Hawkins, Ben Webster, Glenn Miller Orchestra. Wait a second. Sorry. This is just a second. Okay, we'll go to Great Tango Artist. Oh, I'm getting the same music. All right, we'll see. What on earth? What is ambition? What is vision for the future? I see this inside. Why out? The time of pursuit is not on the wall. Layers on the make it unaccepted to what rest. Details, dimension, texture, and softness of reality defies all logic. I don't say too much. You know, has a lover attitude with no sense of humor. Tries to the sexist man to people with the future. The crystal ball what or even or the or the by the great technologies. Thank you.